and going to break up a lot, like you get in the subcontinent. That's when Jadeja's dangerous. If not, our pitchers, they're not going to do that. So you need to beat the Australians with bounce and through the air. So I think Ashwin would be probably slightly more dangerous in Australia. Tough call. They both won't play. I think probably Ashwin maybe, but I don't know. They don't seem to like Ashwin that much. They always seem to leave him out when there's a bit of a quandary in the two. He always seems to get left out ahead of Jadeja.
What do they like to face, Dave?
Well, Washington Sundar got me out last time at the Gabba, so he played that game. So I don't know. I don't know who they will pick. Sundar opens the batting in Ranji Trophy, as well as bowls spin. So they got so many options. And I think last time they made the mistake of playing 4 quicks a fair few years back, and it didn't work out too well for them. So look, the last 2 series they've won here, they've had success. They both can bat. I would probably go Jadeja.
Binger, I can't wait to see Virat walk out to the middle in Perth. He's had, in his high standards, a lean run, but he has dominated here in Australia before. There's talk about Virat, he's dropping away. Do you think he's dropping away, or are we going to see the rigid Virat Kohli that we all want to see come out here and dominate?
Look, I think early January we'll sort of find out whether he has dropped away or not. Personally, I'll say no. I still think he's got it. And, the thing about Kohli is that he's carrying the weight like Sachin did, a bit like what Dhoni's done for 1.5 billion people. He's the aggressive, player that's playing cricket. He wants to get into a bit of a battle. And unfortunately, he's got like 200s in the last 5 or 6 years of Test cricket, 90 runs in that recent 3 series against the Kiwis. So he's coming on some pretty bad form, but against Australia, he'll step up. And he makes it. I mean, he trains harder than anybody. He's such a competitor. I just think he's going to have a big series. And if he doesn't, well, then you probably can say he's past his best, but don't write him off yet.
I think he averages 54 in Australia in 13 tests. So I think he's a better player of pace bowling than spin bowling as well, which is, you wouldn't often think that with Indian players. But, yeah, look, I've watched him playing recently, and, I mean, technically he's still pretty good. But to me, he looks like he's been in a hurry when he's come to the crease. He looks like he's trying to assert himself too much, trying to score quickly. He's run himself out once, nearly twice. So I think if he can just relax and chill out and bat a bit of time, he'll be right. So he's just got to take it back a peg or two when he gets out to the middle. Rishabh Pant, Virat Kohli and Jasprit Bumrah, they're the 3 guys. If they fire, they can beat Australia. If they don't fire, I think Australia will be too strong.
I reckon it comes down to the first test. If Kohli gets off to a flyer, and I want to get David's opinion on this, when you score runs in the first test, it must kick you into the next 4, I guess.
Yeah, it certainly does. And I think with Virat, it's his first scoring shot. Whatever we see the first scoring shot from him this summer, especially that trademark cover drive, if you see that, then you know he's on.
You mentioned Rishabh Pant. Now, this is a man that came out and we fell in love with on the last tour. Everyone remembers what he did at the Gabba as an incredible innings. And then he had that really unfortunate, nasty motor accident back in India. There was concerns not just about his cricket ability to play cricket, but his life, his health, how he was going to operate in life. You saw this man when he started to come back to the Delhi Capitals. What type of shape was he in, and how much work has this young man done? And I can't wait to see him back out in Australia.
Yeah, look, it was extremely tough to see, what happened, but to see him do his rehab, like, it was extraordinary that he was told that he potentially was going to lose his leg as well once he come back. And I know it was he speaks about it. He thought, his time was up. Like, it was tough. And the rehabilitation was, he was told to slow down, but the tenacity that he has to keep going and